Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to dive into something really cool, building a massive Powerwall using those 18650 cells you can pull from all laptop batteries. We're going to walk through how to do this the right way, the safe way, and it all starts with the math you absolutely have to know before you even begin.
I mean, it's an awesome idea, isn't it? The thought of taking what most people consider trash and turning it into a real-deal energy source for your workshop, or maybe an off-grid setup. And listen, the answer is a resounding yes, you absolutely can. But, and this is a big but, there's a right way and a very, very wrong way to pull this off.
You've probably seen them online, right? These gorgeous, super clean power walls running everything under the sun. But what a lot of those videos kind of gloss over is the most critical part, the danger. A poorly built lithium-ion battery isn't just a project that fails, it's a straight-up fire hazard. So today, we're going to bridge that gap between the dream and the reality.
So, before we even think about touching a single wire, we need a plan, a blueprint. And in the battery world, that blueprint is all about the math. Now, don't let that scare you off. It's actually pretty simple stuff. And getting this part right, well, that's the first and most important step to building a pack that's not only powerful, but predictable and safe.
Okay, so what are we actually building with? Meet the 18650 cell. This little guy is our main building block. The easiest way to think about it is that each one is its own tiny rechargeable battery. And our job is to get hundreds of these little guys to play nice together as one big team. The two numbers you got to know for each one are its voltage and its capacity. So, how do we combine them? We've basically got two moves in our playbook. The first is connecting them in series. Think of it like linking them together in a chain, positive to negative. That makes the voltage go up. The other move is connecting them in parallel, side by side, all the positives together and all the negatives together. That increases the capacity, which is kind of like building a bigger and bigger fuel tank for your energy. Every battery pack you've ever seen is just some combination of these two things.
All right, let's break down that first formula. It's super simple. If you need, say, a 12-volt pack for your system, and each of your cells is about 3.7 volts, you just divide. You'd need about 4 of them hooked up in series to get you in the ballpark. This is how you hit that target voltage your gear needs to run.
Okay, now for formula number 2. This one is all about endurance, how long your pack will last. If one of your cells has, let's say, 2.5 amp hours of capacity, and you wire 10 of them together in parallel, you've just created a 25 amp hour fuel tank. The more cells you put in parallel, the longer you can run your stuff. Simple as that.
And here is where it all comes together, the big one, watt hours. You just multiply the total voltage of your pack by its total capacity. So that pack we just talked about, that gives you 375 watt hours of energy. This number right here tells you the total amount of juice your custom battery can actually hold. It's the true measure of what you've built.
Okay, blueprint's done. We've got the math down. Now it's time to get our hands dirty and move from theory to the actual build, taking all those individual cells and carefully turning them into a finished working pack.
So here's the game plan, step by step. First, and this is totally non-negotiable, you have to test every single cell. You're looking for cells that are healthy. A cell with high internal resistance is old or damaged, and it's just going to create heat, which is bad news. Toss them. Once you have your good cells, you lay them out, assemble them, and then you install the really important parts, the battery management system, fuses, and proper wiring before putting the whole thing in a safe box.
Okay, everybody, hit the brakes. We need to talk about safety, and I mean really talk about it. This isn't an optional add-on or an afterthought. These systems are the absolute most important part of the entire project. They are what stand between a cool power source and a total disaster.
Look, these little 18650 cells pack an incredible punch, a huge amount of energy in a tiny space. And if you don't manage that energy, things can go wrong and fast. You've got thermal runaway. That's a scary chemical chain reaction that literally feeds on itself and can lead to intense fires. You've got short circuits, deep discharge that kills your cells, and cell imbalance that just wears the whole pack down. These are the risks we have to prevent.
So how do we stop all that bad stuff from happening? Meet your new best friend for this project, the BMS, or Battery Management System. This thing is both the brain and the bodyguard for your battery pack. It's constantly watching every group of cells, stopping them from ever getting overcharged or overdrained. It also keeps them all balanced. You never, ever built a pack without one of these. Period. Okay, I need you to listen very, very carefully to this next part. I'm going to say it as clearly as I possibly can. Fuse every single parallel group.
Here's why. If just one cell in a group goes bad and shorts out, it'll try to suck all the power from its neighbors instantly, and that's how you get a fire. A tiny, cheap fuse on each group stops that dead in its tracks and saves the whole battery. Do not skip this.
And for our last line of defense, the physical container. Your battery pack needs a home, right? And that home needs to be tough, made of metal or something else that won't easily catch fire. And it absolutely has to have ventilation. These batteries can get warm and even release gas, so you need to give them a safe space to breathe.
All right, we've crunched the numbers, we've gone through the build steps, we've installed our safety gear. We're getting close. We're almost ready to power this thing on. But before we do, let's run through one last sanity check and just talk about having the right mindset. Think of this as your pre-flight checklist. Seriously. Get your gloves and safety glasses on, make sure your cells are all similar, no mixing and matching, double-check your wiring, and then check it again. Don't ever get tempted to bypass your BMS or your fuses, not even for a quick test. And for that very first charge, stay with it, watch it, feel it for any unusual heat. And really, that's what this all boils down to, isn't it? The thing that separates a cool, reliable power source from a dangerous fire starter isn't luck, it's planning. It's being meticulous. All that time you spend on the math, on testing cells, on putting in the safety systems. That's your guarantee of a successful, safe project. Now that you get it, now that you understand the rules of voltage, capacity, and most importantly, safety, you've got the keys to the kingdom. You can literally build your own custom energy solutions from stuff people just throw away. The potential is just enormous. So the only real question left is, what awesome thing are you going to build?